Hey everybody, it is Brandon Charpede. I'm the Executive Director of the Management and Organizational Behavior Teaching Society. I'm going to take you through a walkthrough right now on how to register for our conference sessions and give you a little bit more of an insight into why we're doing what we're doing in terms of the restrictions, the registration, etc., in order to keep all of our attendees safe and secure. Now, a bit of an overview on that end of things. We are using Zoom, as hopefully you saw in the mailing that went out that went through our expectations and guidelines for presenters and attendees alike. And I'm sure by this point, one, you're familiar with Zoom, and two, you're unfortunately familiar with the idea of Zoom bombing. And that's somebody coming in maliciously and just simply interrupting meetings and sessions, or in the most unfortunate scenarios, posting rather disturbing videos and things along those lines. So many of those items have been in the news. I'm sure you've heard about them. We are taking every single step that we possibly can to make sure that this does not occur. So I can't promise you by any means that this is 100% locked down, locked tight, and nothing can possibly happen, because that's just not feasible on the internet. In 2020, I think unfortunately we are all well aware of that. But I can tell you that Zoom itself is not nearly as Zoom itself is not lacking the security that you might have heard in the media with some of these sessions and some of these issues that came about. In fact, it is quite secure if you put the correct parameters and permissions in place, and that is what we've done here. So I'm not going to bore you with what we've done behind the scenes, but I do want to take you through the very simple process of how to register for your sessions as they get released. So right here, we're on MOBTS.org. From here, you can reach our conference programs. We have the full program with the itinerary builder, the mobile/interactive program. That is better for mobile devices, but it is also accessible on a standard desktop or notebook. And then the at-a-glance program, which doesn't give you any abstracts or authors or anything like that. It just gives you an overview of the conference. Now, you can register for your sessions from any one of these three. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So feel free to, just get a feel for each one to see which one you like to navigate through better. But for right now, we're going to use the full program with the itinerary builder. So we're in the full program now. We're going to skip past this Doctoral Institute and Early Educator Institute items here, and we're going to get down to the first sessions here amongst the general conference. And as you see here in the layout, we have our times, we have our session room numbers, V100, V200, V300, and so on. And then you see session titles. Now, these two here you see in blue, and the rest of them are in black, these bold ones. And that's what we're concentrating on for right now. These two are in blue because these are the only two that I've set up just for this session here to take you through the registration process. So we've got these two sessions. We have a 10 a.m. session in V100 for the Bradford Award session with Barbara Ritter. And then we have the 11:30 to 12:30 session of going back to the flaming dumpster fire. So at this time, you will be able to register for as many of these sessions as you want. If you can't pick between any one of these 5 in the 10 a.m. slots, feel free to register for all 5 and then just make the decision upon that morning. It's perfectly fine however many you want to register for. But in this scenario, I'm going to pretend that I'm going to skip Barb's session here. I'm going to sleep in that day, and I'm going to get up at 11:30. These are all Eastern times. And I'm going to make sure that I get over to the flaming dumpster fire session here. In this case, you see these two links. You have the larger bold link, and then you have the secondary smaller italicized link. These do two very different things. If you click on the smaller link here, that is what is going to take you into your abstract and your author information here. That's not what we're looking for right now. What we're looking for is the bold link. Now, this is a very key component just to save you from any frustrations. when you are doing this and you click on this to get to the registration page, either right-click and open link in a new tab, or if you have a mouse with a center wheel with a center click on that with the wheel. That will open up this new tab. Reason being, if I left click on this link over here, it's going to pull me out of the conference program itself directly into this registration page. And that's not what we're looking for, because you're going to have to start messing around with hitting back buttons, going back to our website, etc. So whatever you do, just remember you either right click and open in a new tab, or if you have a center wheel with a center click, just center click it and it'll open up a new tab up at the top of your browser. Okay, so we have this open already over here. We're going to head into it. You're going to see our branding up here on top to tell you that you're in the right place. You do see some social media items here. These are all kind of share items across Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Truth be told, this will probably be removed by the time you get around to registering for these. Reason being is, unless somebody has registered for the conference, sharing it wouldn't do any good anyway. They would not be able to gain access to our sessions here. So we'll disable those entirely. But here you see the topic, going back to the flaming dumpster, the time, June 29, 2020 at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I do believe that this will set itself to your time zone in Zoom. If not, though, you're going to be able to see that this will be set to Eastern and you can adjust accordingly. So now in terms of registration and your name and email address, please make sure that you are using the same first name and the same last name that you registered in the conference with, in the conference registration form on Jot form here. Reason being is this is the roster that we are going to compare. We're going to compare our registration form for our sessions with our registration form for paying for the conference. And if those things don't match within reason, you will not be able to gain access into these rooms. I'm going to apologize in advance if for some reason your names do not align well enough between your registration form within Zoom and your registration form for our conference. But we are going to make sure that we play this better safe than sorry, given some of the issues that other organizations, other users, other conferences have had with Zoom bombing. So please, just due diligence, make sure the first name and last name match. Likewise with email address. Now, I'm not going to hold you to an email address. If you prefer to funnel these registration emails into a different address, that is fine. But if you can, please use the email address that you have registered into the conference with. So in this case, I'm going to put in my information just to show you what this is going to do. I'm going to use my personal email address because this is my Zoom account. So with that, I'm not actually able to register for my own sessions here. So first name Brandon, last name Charpede, email address, and then I'm going to go into register. Simple as that. I am now registered. This gets put into our vMOBTS Zoom system. You see all the important information here, the title, the time. You can add it directly to your calendar right here. You have the option for your Google Calendar, for an Outlook calendar for ICS or Yahoo. And then for joining the meeting, you can click this URL. Now, you have a couple of options. You can either save this link directly. It will be active come time of the meeting. You can immediately add this to your calendar, or you can defer to the email that you will receive upon this registration being approved, which it is upon submission. So let's go check out that email now. So here's a look at the email. You will see that it will come from my name here, Brandon Charpede. The email address is a no reply email address though, so if you do need to reach out to me, you will have to reach out to my brandon@mobts.org address. It will not directly go to me by hitting reply here. But again, you'll see our branding here. You'll see the name that you registered with. So again, if for some reason you auto-filled that prior form and you see that this name that it comes through on is not aligning with what you believe you registered with, you still have an opportunity to change. You can cancel, you can re-register, etc. So if you do need to contact me, here's my email address. Here's the confirmation of the time, June 29th, 11:30 a.m. This is a direct link into it, which it has basically the password already salted into the link, so you won't have to worry about any passwords. It's already in that very extensive encryption. If you do call in or anything along those lines, there is this password here that you can get through with. And then here's another option to add this to your calendars. You can add this via your ICS, your Google Calendar, or Yahoo. And then, of course, your call-in numbers if you prefer to reach us that way. So you have multiple options here in order to keep track of your registered sessions. One, you can either just save those links that were shown to you on that registration page right after you submitted. Two, on the post-registration page, you can save immediately to your calendar from those links that you saw. Or three, you can just wait for this email to come in, which will come in seconds after you register, and just add to your calendar right from here, or just simply retrieve this email at a later date. So if you're if you're registering for these conferences all at the same time, it shouldn't be that difficult to find your registered sessions if you don't want to add them to your calendar right away, as these your emails will obviously be bunched up if you take care of them within a short window here. So all in all, that is all it takes to register. Head to MOBTS.org. Go to our conference programs, whichever one you choose. You can achieve this from each one of those. Register. Again, please be conscientious about your name that you're using. Please use your full name that you registered to the conference with, and then select your sessions, add them to your calendar, and you're good to go. And we will see you in these sessions from June 29th through July 2nd. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, just reach out to me at Brandon, BRANDON, at MOBTS.org. Or as we get closer to the conference, I'll provide you with a phone number that you can text or call if you need immediate assistance. And we look forward to your positive engagement in our conference. Thank you.